I'm getting ready to go put in some work on the flat range. Today I'm shooting some Federal 55 grain 5.56 courtesy of ammoman.com. Ammoman's a great spot to pick up ammo, especially right now when ammo is hard to come by. They aggregate deals from across the industry and make sure that you get the best deals. So super thankful for them to be a new sponsor of the channel and for giving me some quality ammunition to train with today. They've also got a bunch of great shooting resources over on the website. You got to check out the blog. They've also got some tack lights and some other super valuable gear available. Links to that will be down in the description below. Welcome back to yet another episode of Door Kickers 2 Task Force North, where we've been using realistic military tactics and CQB, that is close quarters battle doctrine, to play this game. This game is called Door Kickers 2 Task Force North, and if you like what you're seeing in this video and you don't yet own the game yourself, I'd invite you to purchase the game from my game store at nexus.gg/controlledpairsgaming. Purchasing the game from my Nexus game store will get you a Steam key the moment you press buy, and it will also support the channel directly. I'm really grateful for any of you who decide to buy the game in that way. Today we're taking a look at a level called Snatch and Grab. This is one of the newer levels. It came with the CIA update just a few weeks ago, and we haven't played it yet on the channel. And today I'm bringing 6 Rangers to accomplish this mission. This mission is a high-value target capture mission with an optional goal of eliminating all of the terrorists on the map. We've got 6 Rangers to accomplish it. We could bring the CIA guys, but we're going to go loud and violent because the latest Door Kickers 2 update introduced some sweet quality of life and aesthetic features that we want to take a look at. Specifically, we can now put suppressors on our beloved Mark 18. So I've done that. We've got cans on all of our Mark 18 CQBRs now, and that makes me very happy. There's some other quality of life improvements that Killhouse Games randomly surprised us with this last Friday. They went full send on Full Send Friday, and I'm super thankful that they continue to make such phenomenal improvement on this game. It's going to be around for a long time and a staple of the channel, no doubt. So before we begin planning this high-value target capture mission, we do what we always do, and we perform intelligence preparation of the battlefield. IPB is a doctrinal term used to describe the process that we use to systematically analyze the environment that we're going to be fighting in, the enemy that we're going to be facing, the terrain that we're going to be fighting in, and what course of action the enemy may choose to use to face us. It would be foolish for us to randomly plan in hopes that the right tactics applied against an enemy that we otherwise ignored would yield success. Instead, we take a stab at how we think the enemy might fight, and only then do we plan our own course of action. Today, we're facing an enemy in an urban environment that occurs at the intersection of 2 high-speed avenues of approach, 2 main supply routes, 2 linear danger areas. And the first thing that I notice on this map is that on this high-speed avenue of approach, in several different locations, I'm seeing evidence that the enemy is performing a deliberate defense. There is obstacles in the road that are man-made and protective in nature, clearly designed to disrupt the flow of traffic. That means the enemy is deliberately defending this environment. It means he's had time to prepare himself. It means he's willing and prepared to fight in this environment. We might have the element of surprise, but the enemy has already done all the planning he needs to do to fight a defense against us. There's also evidence that the enemy may be milling about in the street rather than simply buttoned up in his home, because we've got these sandbags that he could be hiding behind. We've got a vehicle that looks like it's on. He could be in the vehicle. He could be in the truck bed of the vehicle. And because of all of that, I don't think that I'm going to be able to maintain the element of surprise as soon as I turn the corner here or as soon as I open the door up here. We start to look at the 2 structures, one to the north of the road and one to the south of the road. I'm going to start in the south because it seems to be the more dangerous of the 2. If we start to work our way through the buildings, the first thing I notice is as soon as we come around this corner, we face a set of glass windows here. So any enemy that might be in this room are immediately going to be able to see us, and they'll also have early warning. They'll be able to let other guys know elsewhere in the compound that we are on the way. And if we take a closer look in that room, we see a bunch of mags that are on the table here. If guys are in this room and they're seated, they're very likely facing this direction. We've also got a pistol sitting on the table. If we start to look through the rest of the structure, it becomes immediately clear that we're looking at something that is either a barracks or a cache or an armory, but it is a single-use military structure designed only to house fighting men and their equipment. And it is pretty robust in its capacity to do that as well. Here we have 3 AKs, a sub gun, as well as another weapons case. We have a whole weapons rack over here, and there's not even a living space down here. There's no place to lay down. It's clearly a place of business. It's clearly an armory. And then there's this space here, which could be used as an office or a lounge area, or simply just occupied by the fighting men who store their weapons in the rooms adjacent. External, we've got 1 vehicle in the courtyard, 2 chairs for people to sit in. Certainly, if I'm fighting this prepared defense, I may be posting sentries in places like courtyards to provide early warning. So over here, you'd have early warning in the street. You'd have early warning here looking through the glass windows. Then you'd have early warning in the courtyard to face anyone that might be coming this direction. So if I'm the enemy, I'm surrounding myself with 360-degree security in that way to give myself solid early warning. So super freaking dangerous environment is what we're seeing. Over here, short room, little latrine, another office area, big weapon rack. Yet again, that same military signature keeps coming back. And it, after just doing a cursory look at this southern area, it's pretty clear that this is a military structure. How do we get in? Well, we could come through windows, we could come through walls, we could come through this gate, although this gate is grated, which means if we go to work on it, we're going to be exposed down this long axis. So we'll definitely have to smoke it up or something like that. And then we'd also have to bring methods of breaching, either explosive or thermal, more likely against a lock like this. Although you could go explosive and just attack the locking mechanism. But because the door handle is on this side, it means that we'd probably have to come across the fatal funnel, and there's risks associated with doing that as well. Interestingly, to get into this main structure, you either have to go through a window, which means you have to put your primary weapon system down and move through a fatal funnel unprotected, which is extremely dangerous, especially against a signature like the one that we're seeing evidence of here. The other option is we could go explosive through a wall, but the risk there is collateral damage or killing our HVI who we need to get out alive. Or alternatively, we can go wide and button hook through the primary breach. There's downfalls of going through the primary breach, of course. One of them being that it's the primary breach and the enemy's expecting you to go through it. Others being, in this case, we have to move down this long axes, expose ourselves to more open windows, expose ourselves to guards, expose ourselves to another avenue of approach. So this is just an incredibly challenging thing to do here. Up top, same kind of a real tough situation. We have to move down this long, canalizing terrain to get into the primary breach. And again, it is the primary breach, something that you would typically want to avoid. But in this case, there's just not a ton of options, and we may be very well forced to go down it. Up top, we get a much different signature. This looks like a logistics node. It looks like a store. It could be civilian infrastructure, or it could be the logistical node, the sustainment node that is keeping the fighting men to the south alive, because it's providing food. It could be providing ammunition. It appears to be providing fuel. So this could just be bad guys living next to good guys, or this could be the bad guys' means of supporting themselves internally by having the capacity to do that here. So if I'm the bad guys and if I'm fighting to protect an HVI, where do I put that HVI to keep him safe? Well, if I'm the HVI, I'm probably hanging out in here. I want to put myself in a position where I can control my defense, and I want to be, in a place where I can be kind of centralized and have reasonably good situational awareness, but also not become decisively engaged myself. This location is kind of at the center of that. It's also one of the more obvious locations because it's a place for him to sit down and relax, and he doesn't have to be pulling guard duty out in the sun. And it also gives him a lot of perimeter security. He's got an OP potentially here. He's got an OP here. He's got fighting men in the streets. He may have a QRF from off map somewhere or from up here, and then he's got all of these weapons all around him to either use himself or this, platoon size element that I'm kind of assessing to be on the target can use to defend him. Then I'm probably going to surround myself with sentries and with early warning. We already talked about early warning likely here, and here. There could be civilians in the street, so there's going to be some challenges in the way of avoiding collateral damage. because of that. And then as these sentries make contact with my guys as we come around the corner, I think they're going to fight, and then potentially break contact, fight from thresholds themselves, and then ultimately kind of break contact back towards this structure. And I think they're going to use this structure essentially as the Alamo. So series of battle positions meant to soak up an assault, culminate with a stiff defense down at the Alamo. I think we'll probably end up seeing something similar up top if guys are behind the truck right here, or even if they're up here in this structure. So how are we going to go about finding our HVI, capturing him alive, avoiding civilian casualties, and doing it with only 6 guys, even though I think we're facing somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 guys? Well, first, I've task organized my squad into 2 sections, an assault element and an isolation or a containment element. And when I say task organized, that means we're giving different jobs to different groups of soldiers on the battlefield to help keep the plan more simple, more easy to understand, and more easy to execute. In this case, I know that it would benefit my team greatly if I can isolate the bad guys down here so I can work that problem by itself. I'm going to achieve that isolation by trying to move a machine gun and a grenadier into a position of tactical advantage so that they can get good observation and fields of fire down this long axis, prevent any enemy that might be up here from squirting to reinforce or counterattack, and also prevent anyone that is in here from departing the objective this direction. By doing that, I've removed this much of the map. All of that is no longer of concern to my primary assault element. It makes their job a little bit simpler. This primary assault element is going to get some smoke out here, probably go thermal through here, and then this is just going to be a nasty CQB brawl. Lots of handhelds, lots of bangs, lots of close-in fighting, but we've got the right guys to do it with Philly, Drummer, G-Man, and Gunbird. We'll check in with you guys in a second. I'm going to leave it recording, fast forward through the slow parts, and get to each explanation. We'll pause before we hit play and explain exactly what we're doing and why we're doing it. All right, first thing we're going to do is put smoke at those 3 locations. We haven't really done any initial sweeps, but we're expecting contact as soon as we get started. What this will do is prevent any OP that might be in here from influencing us as we come around this corner. Same thing's true of the north, and then it kind of makes the problem easier to solve for these guys. We've got a machine gun and a Mark 48, so getting this BP into position is probably the most dangerous early move here. These guys are going to end up in a hell of a gunfight, and they're going to only have 2 dudes to win that gunfight. So extremely challenging moment here, especially up north. A lot of risk associated with it. We're going to go ahead and get the smoke out now. Smoke is out. All right, we heard the civilians. We know that that's a problem. We're going to step center here, and we're also going to go wide here. So Drummer's going to push long and hold this corner. That's going to let us pie off the rest of this area up here. We're going to move into cross coverage with Philly coming down here. And once that's done, it's kind of a decision point for us. Do we throw a bang through the smoke into here and push directly to this gate, or do we wait to get this BP established? I'd like to get the BP established. I just don't know that we're going to be able to do it fast enough. Okay. We're unable to see through the sheet metal gate, so we're going to go ahead and get it open now. I'm going to put a bang over the top first.
Alpha, go.
All right, we've got a civilian barricaded deep and a veteran insurgent right behind him. That is a problem. The machine gun's not the right answer for it, so I'm going to back out. I'm going to let Spartan actually take this shot. Down here, we're actually doing okay. I'm going to get a bang, I think, right here. And right here. And then we're going to go and prep to move to breach. All right, we did have a civilian casualty. He was just in an impossible position, frankly. There's not a whole lot we could have done given that location, but we were forced to take that engagement. what we'll do now is go ahead and force our way into the street. I'm going to go shotgun to the right. Again, guys, this is the most dangerous moment, I think. Shotgun to the right. Big gun up top. I'm saying shotgun to the right in this case because I think Spartan is likely to take contact, and he's going to have a faster ready up and engagement time here. And then once we're clear and secure, I'll probably end up swapping him so I can get the machine gun down this long axis. Over here, we've got these bangs going off. We're getting ready to move to and perform that thermal breach. Who went down? Yeah, shit. We took one casualty up here. We might end up taking a second. God damn. Okay, we got to move to breach now. This is clear. Where's my thermal breacher at? There he is. So G-Man is responsible for this breach. He's going to do it from right there. We'll have long security for him. Short security for him. Long security here. All right, Drummer's taking long shots. Sure enough, there's our HVI, so we know this is our priority now. I am still going to work to get this BP established. Spartan's in trouble now. He doesn't have a lot of maneuver space, and he has already watched his buddy get smoked. He just got that bang out, so in here just a second, we're going to have to peek that corner. But again, it's a super dangerous peek. I do like our security situation here in the bottom. We got the right guys in the right places. The biggest danger now is really G-Man, who's going to be working this breach here. Taking fire. There's an insurgent right here behind the car. There's another one here. We got a civilian in the way, so I'm bailing out. That civilian went down. He just got caught up in the crossfire. There's civilians all over this map. These guys are in a bad way. This dude is banged and pinned. We're shooting a cross map with Mark 18s, though, so that's less than ideal. Boys down south are just ripping them up, though. We'll work the thermal breach now. This guy is about to eat a frag because he took the time to reload. Open breach there. Thermal breach is going. God, those suppressors sound so dope on the Mark 18s. Oh, that QRF. Holy shit. Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't even know what to do here. Holy shit. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Boys. Oh my god, we just got, who got smoked? So Gunbird's up, Philly's up, G-Man's up, Drummer went down. They're pushing the corner now as well. Jesus Christ. All right, we got to hustle if we have any chance at all of getting this done. Oh my god, the grenade. Holy shit. I don't think we're going to get this. Oh. Oh my god. Who's left? Who is this? Spartan? I'm going to solo this with Spartan. We're going to get it done, dude. How many rounds you got in this thing? 7, and you're injured. Let's get you some cover and change that magazine out, my guy. Holy shit. All right, so you know, that counterattack wasn't the best thing that could have happened. All right, so now I have to do like kind of a risk calculus. Clearly, all of that sweet, sweaty freaking analysis that we did to start is irrelevant now. It turned out to be kind of true though, right? Like we saw a massive military signature down here, which is kind of what we expected, but we didn't expect this up north. Like this counterattack is absolutely just ridiculous, ridiculous. Look at this shit. And then that grenade kind of just ruined our day. God, rip. So our risk calculus originally was that given like our fire team, we could move down this canalizing terrain, but pull security and throw a button hook through here. But now that we're down to one assaulter, I don't think that that's like the safest course of action anymore. I think, believe it or not, the safest thing that we might be able to do is go through the window here. Oh, shoot. You legend. Did you guys see that one tap? What? What a guy. No. Spartan. No. This map obviously proved a lot tougher than I initially anticipated. The off-map QRF that counterattacked from the north was just absolutely overwhelming. In the end, the plan that we designed in the beginning worked phenomenally, and we finally did get a reasonably clean run after several attempts. You guys are going to see that one now. Special attention to how the CQB element worked in that narrow alley on the eastern and the southern portion of the map. Special shout out to our channel members who have been here supporting me for so long. Some of you guys have been around for over a year, and I'm extremely grateful for each of you for all of the support you gave the channel. If you want to become a channel member with special perks like listening to the live recording of the Controlled Controlled Pairs podcast, you can click that blue join button below. And for as little as 99 cents a month, support me in a really special way. I'm so grateful for each of you. I'm Controlled Pairs. I play the most immersive tactical shooters and combat sims in the world. This is Door Kickers 2 Task Force North. I'll see you in the next one.